Have you ever had a bad day at work? What about a horrible job performance evaluation? Well, nothing can compare with what the business leaders, city leaders, and community stakeholders said about the current College of the Desert Board of Trustees and college leadership's job performances at the August 19th, 2022 board meeting during public comment. It was a true tongue-lashing like none seen before. And this was not done by crazy extremists who believe that the earth is flat. It was a total rebuke by solid and well-respected leaders throughout the Coachella Valley. For a quick overview, I'll show you the themes and actual comments now, and then you can watch the video in an edited version afterwards in an attempt to shorten the statements without altering their intent. Or, if you want to watch the entire comments, then go to YouTube and click on the College of the Desert's channel and click on the August 19th board meeting. Regardless, they are both eye-opening and eyelash curling. Here are the themes. You've gone viral, unfortunately not in a good way. Time to wake up and listen. You never admit the truth. A person of integrity would have corrected these untrue statements. Do your due diligence to work openly in a transparent fashion. Your information is lacking. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting tax dollars on new schematics. Follow your plan and stop wasting tax dollars. You've eroded the public's trust. Where is your stewardship? Why do we have to demand accountability? You're demonstrating a classic case study in how to mismanage an institution. There is no buy-in from the community on your decision-making. Ruben, Aurora, and Bia will lie about anything in a desperate attempt to cling to power. If you were managers working for my company, many of you would be out on the unemployment line. Is this a game you're trying to play? We owe waiters and housekeepers an opportunity to education too. I urge you to look and think about what you are doing here. Your performance merits an audit by the highest level of regulatory scrutiny. You have failed your most important customers, students. Either step outside or stop with the games and do your job. Now, here are the videos to back up these statements. I'll catch back up with you on the other end.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to call the regular meeting of the Desert Community College District Board of Trustees at 9:30 a.m.
Good morning, distinguished board. Paul Hendrickson, Palm Springs, California. You've gone viral. Unfortunately, not in such a good way. It's pretty much inescapable, the conversation about the Palm Springs COD campus. What used to be filled with conversations filled with excitement, hopes, dreams, and so forth seems to have taken a 180. Not too long ago with the change in the campus and what many of us are perceiving as secrecy. This institution, which has had a long time, for a long time has enjoyed a strong positive reputation in the community, seems to be fleeting. The Palm Springs campus, its scope and size has not been a delusion to the public, which is why there was so much enthusiasm and willingness on the voters to vote for the bonds. And this campus should already be built and operational. But now in a short time, this is being ripped away, whittled down, and delay after delay. Because when the public trust is eroded, as it seems to strongly be happening in this case, it's hard to recover from that. And it has a contagion effect as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Heimbaugh. I'm a resident of Palm Springs. I have 37 years in education. He talked about the 4 curricular areas and along with presenting the renderings to us and said all of this is going to be ready in 24, 25. And we got really excited about that. We were so anticipatory about what was going to happen in Palm Springs. Everybody got really excited. What happened? We have stories of no renderings. We have mixed messages of what's going to be included or excluded in the campus in Palm Springs. We have conflicting stories of who said this or who said that. Nothing is now going to be ready until, 2027, 28, something like that. And as Paul just said, your credibility is really at risk right now. And we who are there in the West Valley think that this is absolutely outrageous. I personally believe that you are demonstrating a classic case study in how to mismanage an institution with smoke screens and a serious lack of transparency. If you were managers working for my company, many of you would be out on the unemployment line.
Well, the district finally did claim that there was a malware attack. Guess they'll never admit the truth that it was actually a ransomware attack. Hopefully this incident won't follow the same timeline as a 2020 ransomware attack at Imperial Valley College. It took Martha Garcia more than 2 months to confess that the personal information of students and employees had been stolen in that attack. I listened to an online puff piece in which Ruben spoke last month. You can't really call it an interview, though. The host lobbed softball questions to Ruben, rarely asking any follow-ups. It was more reminiscent of Trump calling into Fox and Friends than it was an actual interview. Within the first minute of the recording, the host lavished praise on Ruben, which he gladly lapped up, calling it a gracious introduction. Let's break it down. Ruben was referred to as COD's first Latino trustee. Ruben, have you met Aurora Tenorio Wilson? In her board bio, she claims she's Hispanic. Are you saying that she's not? Then we have B. Gonzalez. Ruben was referred to as COD's first locally born trustee. This is incorrect. One prior trustee who was born in the Valley was William Cook, a local farmer. Maybe you've heard of Cook Street? It was named after his father. Ruben was referred to as the youngest trustee in the U.S. Have you forgotten your student trustee, Alan Paul? But even discounting all the student trustees across the country, a quick Google search turns up several college trustees younger than you. A person of integrity would have corrected these untrue statements. And just this week, another video was posted online exposing Ruben's repeated lies about the Palm Springs project. Hearing Ruben repeatedly gaslight the public on these topics was truly entertaining because the video clearly reveals what actually happened. It confirms that nearly everything he says was a lie. Ruben, Aurora, and B behave like Trump's Republicans. They'll lie about anything in a desperate attempt to cling to power. I encourage everyone to go to the COD Uncovered channel on YouTube or collegeofthedesert.com to learn the truth about their lies. Finally, Ruben's Facebook announcement of his re-election campaign was a Trump-worthy statement, full of lies and playing the victim. Ruben, while you continue to say that COD has ignored the needs of the East Valley, I'd like to remind you that COD has 2 permanent campuses in the East Valley. The Mecca Thermal campus opened in 2009, the Indio campus opened in 2014. They are currently doubling the size of the Indio campus, and a childcare center is also currently under construction in Indio. While there will always be a need in the East Valley due to their growth, the truth is that the West Valley still does not even have 1 permanent COD satellite campus, and you've been doing everything in your power to keep it that way. Ruben, if you're unwilling to tell the truth to your constituents, it shows that you have no respect for them. Fortunately, you have a challenger in November who won't insult the voters by lying them like you do. I'm just glad you won't be able to use the race card against her.
Good morning, board members, superintendent, president, and board leadership. I'm Larissa Chavez-Chaides, and I had the opportunity to serve as student trustee in the year 2020-2021. I have concerns about the current state of the college, and it pains me to hear about and see these issues constantly in the newspaper. It pains me to read comments by at least one member of the board proclaiming an East versus West fight for resources. The focus of this board should be about what is in the best interest of COD students, all of our students, East, Central, and West. It should be about how your actions are benefiting all students as they prepare for their future and their family's future. These are serious issues facing College of the Desert. Enrollments are down 9% from this year over last year. Last year's enrollments were down too. This is happening when other nearby community colleges are seeing double-digit growth. UCs and CSU systems are seeing record applications as well. It is my understanding that enrollments have dropped so significantly that the Indio campus has lost its center status, which will equate to less state funding. This begs the question, who in leadership is trying to determine what barriers students face here in Coachella Valley for achieving a college goal, and what is the college doing to eliminate those barriers? After years of promises, the Microthermal campus still does not have the proper infrastructure to grow. New studies are currently being purchased and new schematics paid for on the West Valley campus when all that was done prior. The college has already spent over $4.2 million paid by taxpayers just to be thrown out and started over. Why? I implore you to do your due diligence, keep the community informed about major decisions, and work openly in a transparent and fashion. Thank you.
Good morning, Board of Trustees and President Garcia, leadership as well, Carlos and Armando. My name is Arturo Delgado. I'm a former student trustee of COD. I served in 2018 to 2019. Yeah, 2018 to 2019. My apologies. I'm going back in time. And I sat there on the dais with all of you. I remember most of you, and proud to say that we were making great change during that time. And we were considered the fastest growing community college in California. I consider myself a product of COD. You know, I take care of my family, and I could do that now just because I feel my foundation was based off COD. And I was proud to call myself a roadrunner. You know, now I get to work in tech as a senior cybersecurity analyst in a Fortune 500 company, and I attribute that to COD. Sadly, I can't say I'm not proud anymore. My concerns are in the West Valley because I live in DHS. And the promise was made to voters that a 330,000 square foot West Valley campus with 4 signature programs that matched the job market there was going to be built. And this was going to be open to all Coachella Valley, right? The campus plan presented on August 4th was a third of a size promised and 3 times the cost that WRNS Studios projected just a few years ago. The plan presented showed it was a 114 square foot building at a cost of $280 million. That is $2,456 per square feet. The cost that WRNS Studios projected in 2020 in December was only $621.84. Now, granted, inflation occurred, right? We could say, oh, we blame inflation, but not by 309%. We only saw a rise about 8% to 10%. So how does this inflation come about, right? You're using the same architectural firm, you know, WRNS Studio, and reducing the size of the original plans by the third. Who calculated the cost that was given in Thursday, August 4th? The only problem I'm having is this a game we're trying to play? These are lives and futures of students we are affecting. So we have to stop playing these games. We have to stop wasting time on new studies, stop wasting tax dollars through delays and new schematics. You already paid WRNS Studios $4.2 million on original schematic plans that were at least 60% done. And this is according to the Facility Advisory Committee report in September 2021. Tourism is still a big industry in the Coachella Valley, and it continues to grow. Healthcare is still a vital need, and digital arts is the future of communication, news, and product producing television and film projects. And our rapidly changing climate demands sustainable energy that stops polluting our planet. I implore you to please change your minds and go back and stop wasting time. Thank you very much.
My name is Kate Castle. I am a Palm Springs businesswoman, homeowner, wife, and mother. I'm livid. The land on Tramview Road in Palm Springs was donated to COD after our city's tax dollars purchased the land. As COD Board of Directors has elected not to pursue a campus on this land, you should not profit in the sale of this land, but instead return it to the Palm Springs taxpayers to decide the best use. Respectfully, thank you.
My name is Tim Ellis, and I live in the East Valley, and I want to talk in support of the West Valley campus. I did hear a comment, and I got this secondhand, about the hospitality industry is made up by mostly waiters and housekeepers. Well, I'm here to kind of support that comment. You know why? I used to be a waiter, and that's where I started my hospitality career. I went to an education facility very similar to COD and came out with an education. Some years later, I became general manager of a hotel. And after 36 years of running hotels, I have retired very handsomely. So the comment about those waiters and housekeepers, I hope was a positive one, because we owe it to those fine people that bring all of us drinks and cokes and hamburgers and make beds and clean toilets and keeping the environment clean. We owe them an education, and that's a responsibility for all of us. So is it because they're waiters and housekeepers, they don't deserve a full campus, fully funded? And don't we owe it to the taxpayers to invest that money that they wanted to give to those waiters and housekeepers? I urge you to really look and think about what you're doing here.
The Board of Trustees and President Garcia. My name is Kathy Wormick, and I'm a homeowner in Palm Springs, and I also am a chair of the Palm Springs Planning Commission. I'm calling in today because I want to make sure that you know, as a board, that you received no buy-in from Palm Springs residents, business owners, and the city on your August 4th Zoom meeting regarding the West Valley campus. The meeting, unfortunately, was orchestrated and controlled to prevent live commentary from the 211 people who viewed the meeting. Therefore, you do not know that we in Palm Springs do not want the scaled down 113 square foot campus you're proposing. We want the original campus, the 330,000 square foot campus that you promised us. The meeting was really lacking in that you didn't tell us how you made the space allocations and what information that was based on, and why you made the change from the larger campus that our community has requested and expects from you to the scaled down campus. You didn't tell us why you threw out the plans that were 60% complete to completely start over. I don't think you, and you also told us this would be the only public meeting where we could hear your information and comment on it. I really want you to understand that our business community is really solid in wanting the original campus. Our hotels and culinary need those training facilities to train people for the jobs that they currently can't fill.
My name is Greg Roberts. I am a resident of Palm Springs. I would like to know, Dr. Garcia, where the forward-thinking change that makes the students the center of our working environment, as stated in your bio, is demonstrated anywhere in your actions as superintendent of the College of the Desert. Dr. Garcia, you and your Board of Trustees have failed your most important customer, the students. And based on your action, there is no confidence that you have any interest in institutional transformation, much less forward thinking. I, like many of my fellow tax-paying citizens, believe that this performance and the performance of your Board of Trustees merits an audit and oversight at the highest levels of regulatory scrutiny and accountability. Malcolm X once said, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." The imperative is now, Dr. Garcia. Either step aside or stop with the games, do your job, and lead us toward tomorrow.
My name is Rhonda Hart, a Palm Springs resident and taxpayer. I know firsthand the benefits of a local community college. I'm the youngest of 5, and I'm a first-generation college student who grew up in a modest community in Glendale, Arizona. Why do we have to fight the COD trustees? Why do we have to demand accountability? Voters approved a 330,000 square foot campus. This campus must be built. Where is the leadership? Where is the integrity? Where is your stewardship? Playing games with the next generation's education and access to opportunities must end. Please serve the entire community. Be the leaders that you are capable of being. Our youth are counting on you. Let us see your integrity and commitment to bring the West Valley continuing education, technical assistance, engagement opportunities for our youth and future workforce.
Good morning. I'm Andrew Jared, Special Counsel to the City of Palm Springs. The city wholeheartedly supports the West Valley campus of the College of the Desert properly proposed in its 2016 West Valley Master Plan. You are getting stuck, however, in analysis paralysis in both the implementation of that project and what appears to be a board-mandated redesign of the approved project. All the while, construction costs have skyrocketed. This inexcusable delay is wasting taxpayer dollars. The Ed Code requires that you have a policy on facility development, which you do. You follow that policy to develop the West Valley Master Plan in 2016. Dr. Garcia is personally charged with implementing the policies of the college and implementing the existing facilities plan. This is mandated by your own policies, which are required under the Ed Code. You should follow your plan and stop wasting taxpayer dollars.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Michael Braun. I am the president of Grid Development, a real estate development company located in Palm Springs with over 300 retail and restaurant tenants and the new Rowan Hotel. The Oakview Group is about to complete its $300 million hockey event arena on Cook Street. It will open it this December. Oakview executed this project within 3 years, arguably during the most challenging times ever endured in the building industry due to unprecedented supply and labor shortages. Let me repeat this: 3 years from planning to open. The project needed new infrastructure, new parking, and was partly built underground, the most expensive construction type you can execute in the desert. The arena was built by union workers with prevailing wages at a cost of $1,000 a square foot. Earlier this month, the COD issued revised plans for the Palm Springs campus. The cost projections are quoted at $2,400 per square foot. I'm at a complete loss because a plan with simple 2-story wood frame buildings, no expensive underground parking, no mid-rise multi-story buildings or other costly architectural features should not cost 150% more than the arena. As a developer, I find this impossible to explain or to justify. All parking, power, water, and sewage infrastructure are already in place in Palm Springs, saving the COD construction time and millions of dollars upfront costs. The US economy is already slowing. Inflation is coming down. Supply chains are opening up. There couldn't be a better time to start a new construction project than in the next 12 months. There's no reason why the new campus cannot open early in 2026. What we really have here is a commitment problem, and it's impacting the economy and the residents of Palm Springs. We don't need another study. Technology and the pandemic have changed how people want to work and where they want to raise their families. The Coachella Valley as a whole is the main beneficiary of these trends. To continue the momentum for Palm Springs, we need this education facility today, not in 2027 or 2028 or even longer. More than ever, our local restaurants, hotels, and retailers are in need for an educated and well-trained workforce. We cannot continue to import them from other cities. The Palm Springs COD campus 2026 needs to be the goal for this trustee board. Thank you so much.
Good morning, trustees. My name is Aftab Dada. We've been harping and barking with you for the past 3-4 years with all the changes that you have made in this project that happened to be or was considered to be a role model for all of the projects that took place not only here in this country, but globally. I was so disappointed to see the significant changes that were made without any input from any of the customers, which I consider myself to be your customer. The school project is going to be a couple of stories only. The cost cannot be 2,400 a feet. The cost should be significantly lower. So, time for you to all wake up, please, and listen to your customers. Guess what? You won't have any customers to pay the bills for your bonds. Thank you.
Good morning, Board of Trustees and Dr. Garcia. I'm Bruce Hoban and a resident in Coachella Valley. Dr. Garcia, I was at the first round table breakfast back in November where, you had been told there was no feasibility study. And I watched that unfold to, there was a feasibility study, but it needs to be updated. And at the time, I really wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt for being new and taking over a large, administration and a lot of complex projects. But as I watch every Board of Trustee meeting and these suddenly announced other meetings like the one on August 4th, I can no longer say it's a learning curve. You now understand what all the moving parts are, and we keep getting a lack of transparency. 3 days notice for a community forum is unacceptable.
Didn't I tell you it would curl your eyelashes? Unfortunately, that is the current state of the College of the Desert's leadership. Do you think they will ever listen and stop wasting tax dollars? Only the future will tell.